It's a bit like 9/11 or the night that Diana died, and that everybody will remember where they were on the night that Donald Trump was elected.
Donald Trump is the President of the United States.
A complete earthquake.
My crystal ball's been shattered.
A lot of people didn't think that Donald Trump would be able to do it.
This just might be the happiest day of my life.
I was actually with Hillary Clinton on Election Day. I had taken a photo of her casting her ballot. She was also accompanied by Bill Clinton. They were already thinking about what her message would be to the American public.
For me, it was Reno, Nevada. I had this quite unique window in that I was able to both see the election result dawning on Democrats and then jump in my car and then 15-20 minutes later be in the middle of a group of Republicans.
So I spent a month of the election in Muncie, Indiana. There was an understanding or an expectation that it might be conclusive, that it might be a blowout for Hillary.
The press was confined to this room watching the returns on TV, and so in many ways we're reacting in real time in the same way the campaign is.
For a lot of the night there were a number of plates spinning, and you were waiting to see which one was going to fall.
I don't know of one poll that suggested that Donald Trump was going to have this kind of...
I was driving to the hotel where there was going to be a Democratic victory party for Hillary Clinton, and turned on the car radio and heard that Florida had gone for Trump.
And CNN projects Donald Trump will carry the state of Florida with its 29
I think when it looked like Hillary Clinton didn't have the votes in Florida, that's when everyone stepped back and said, wait a minute, this might actually be happening. It looks like Trump might actually be pulling this off.
You were watching in real time as the unthinkable to many people, that this guy could actually win. Is this the country I thought it was? Or is this somewhere else?
The top aides were in another room, but we're trying to email them, we're trying to text them, and they just have no reaction whatsoever. There's no response.
Florida had gone, and Ohio had gone, and Wisconsin had gone. Still, there were people in that room just refusing to believe. There were so many people who were just staring up at the screen. I don't think people could get their head around the fact that Trump was going to win this election.
Are you starting now to contemplate the fact that he might win?
No, my brain, I can't wrap my mind around it.
We were watching these grim-faced staffers, many of whom had clearly been crying, just leaving the hotel. We were placing ourselves in the lobby and various hallways, seeing if we could get a hold of any staffer who may have been going in and out of Hillary Clinton's suite. You ultimately had John Podesta, the campaign chairman, go to the Javits Center where Hillary Clinton would have given her victory speech.
Everybody should head home. We should get some sleep. We'll have more to say tomorrow. You are in all of our hearts. Thank you.
And just like that, the campaign was disbanded. There was no campaign anymore.
And then I got back to my hotel, and I remember this Latino worker for the hotel just saying to me, "Can you believe this shit? Can you believe it?" And he was just shaking his head.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
I remember right at the end of the night, just as Trump was giving his victory speech, most people had gone home and I was just left there with a few Republican women, and one of them said,
"We're taking our country back!"
There are lots of things she could have meant by that. You know, a reference to Republicans having the White House again, or conservatives being in power again, but I couldn't help but just wonder whether there was some kind of racial connotation to that, that this was, for many people, maybe this woman, maybe not, but for many people in America, they were seeing this through the prism of, this is the end of 8 years of the first black president.
I can tell you, reporters who were covering Hillary Clinton, we really hadn't expected Donald Trump to win. Of course, there was always the possibility. Well, I think that this has actually prompted very serious conversations about the character of the country. It has really forced a lot of people to reckon with their political views and with how little they know about their neighbors.
I think a lot of people thought Trump couldn't win because they didn't know quite how much Hillary was loathed or couldn't believe it. They were too ensconced in their bubble, and because they underestimated the intensity of American racism. They believed that America was a far more decent, far more fair, far more welcoming place.
It could be something that people look back at in 20, 30, 50 years' time and just think, how extraordinary a moment was that? Or it could just be the start of a new world. It could be an inflection point in history. And this could be our new politics. This could be something that we have to live with in various different forms for the rest of our lives.
America, like much of the West, is in a moment of extreme volatility and precariousness. I have no idea what's going to happen now. It could be that he is impeached. It could be that there's a war. This is a man unmoored. Unmoored from reality, it seems like sometimes, but certainly not tethered by party or conscience or program. We are on a roller coaster ride. What happens next is anybody's guess.